Alright, well guys, welcome to the awesome iCCup StarCraft TV cast for the March 10th Island Tournament. Gonna be awesome. Now, is your host and caster, iCCup Fits here, and what's not 2 times, because that would be really, really odd. But, yes, it'll be iCCup Fits here, and thanks to everyone who is running this tournament. Fry did an amazing job of actually editing the maps himself to make sure that they're iCCup friendly. As we just kind of took them off broodwarmaps.net? I forgot the exact name of the map, but yeah, we kind of were just like, yeah, let's look at the island filter, and from there we found these maps. So spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, it will be Red 8's Vamp, and in the top left-hand corner on Devil's Crossing, it will be his teammate Members. Members, if I'm not mistaken, either made it to a final in a C-rank tour or a 2v2. I just didn't have enough time to look at it. Believe it or not, I actually took an hour to prep this. Probably one of the reasons why I don't prefer to do live casting. But anyway, as any result, we are doing this live, so let's have a good game, right? And also, I don't think my chat's working, so damn. I don't think Twitch has still fixed it. Last time I checked, I couldn't get it to work, so I'll check it back after this game. But Devil's Crossing, though, if you guys don't know, so you have a natural, right? So you have this natural expansion right here. There's actually mines right here. Actually, I can actually select them. There's actually 2 spider mines here. And what that's for is it's supposed to make island maps more balanced with Zerg on them. Because if Terran and Protoss can kind of just take super fast SEs, like going Nexus first or something, it can make it a little bit difficult for Zergs to... It's just harder for Zerg to combat that because they can't take a quick third on an island, because then, you know... Well, actually, I take that back, because there is one map where you can actually take a quick third on, so, on the same island. So, what we end up seeing a lot, because I've previewed all the replays, not that I like remember anything explicit about these replays, other than that they were kind of notable from the other ones at least. One thing I've noticed is that a lot you tend to go gas first. That's exactly what we're seeing Terran doing, and the reason why he built the barracks down right here so he can float it closer to his opponent. Now, also Protoss does have a tendency to go more of a robotics opening, and I'm assuming that's what we're going to see out of Vamp. What that generally leads into is, you know, obviously Reavers with speed, and following from that, your choice of Scout or Carrier, and this is one of the where Scouts are actually somewhat viable in TVP on island maps. I say to say like super viable just because you kind of have to be kind of lucky to shut down dropships and stuff, because I mean, you know, obviously they don't have so much range, and these maps do have a tendency to get very large, so you got to be careful with that. And you know, Terran obviously, Terran can be really a bitch to deal with on these maps, and that's exactly the reason why I didn't decide to cast an hour-long TVT. Because a lot of the time it's just like, you know, a Terran will sit off a 3 base, great, but they don't do anything, while the other Terran takes 7 bases. But it doesn't matter if it's 3 base Terran versus 7 base Terran, you still can't kill the 3 base Terran. So Terran does have a tendency to really kind of heavily fortify themselves quite substantially. And let me turn down this music because it's so loud. Where's it? Oh, that's why. Why are your music up so loud? Dude, why? What's going on here? Anyway, so Protoss is going to be throwing down... What's he throwing down right now? Yeah, there's the robotics right now. I'm assuming he did go gas first as well. Also, Devil's Crossing has this kind of center area in the center plateau, I guess you can call it, where it does have quite a few bases in there, which if, you know, a player can control that entire island, they're going to look really, really strong. And yes, and that's how you're going to get expansions. And also, if you're looking at the mini-map, this is not a drop. This is just some random vision spider mines that neither player has. I did check that. I just don't know why they're there. Obviously, you know, he didn't get a drop ship out right away, and, you know, drops a vulture there and throw down 2 mines. That's not the case at all. Now, Protoss, again, going to be throwing down that... actually going Observatory first. But really, with it opening with a shuttle, you're going to want to do something with that. You're probably going to throw down the support bay. Probably after the Nexus is thrown down, but he's going to be getting that Observer to clear the minefields. And we'll see if this speed voltage drop will do anything. I believe he could have thrown down a second factory if he didn't throw down a command center, but which he has. And again, he can't place it right down there because there are 2 mines right there. And again, that is 4 balance, 4 Zerg, or that's the theory crafting idea. Does that really play to effect? Versus Protoss, not so much, because the Protoss can just forge expand, and then the cannon will give out vision like super quickly. But you just can't. It'll just stop any kind of like command CC first build or anything like that. But the barracks will go down, and that is unfortunate actually because he can't throw down another factory. Okay, he immediately threw down another factory, so that's not going to be a hindrance to him whatsoever. And players are going to be starting macroing up. Now the dropship is coming out right now for members right now, and we'll see if it can do anything. But nicely for this support rate, he does second has a nice scouting location as well, and we'll see really where the drop will come in right here. He should know about this as long as he's paying attention to his mini-map, and that support base should give him vision. Now, how will he react right now? No Reaver is going to be popping up right now, so... And the goons will be coming back right here, and the dropship will get away nice and safely. You never want to lose that super early on because it's such the investment that you don't want to lose it, and you'll continue to have nobility throughout the map, especially on an island map where it's so important. And this is a nice play right now. Killing off a goon right here, putting up some more spider mines right now. We'll lose the zealot, and now these 4 vultures are going to be right in the mineral line, going to be doing a good amount of damage right here with these goons. This goon right here is still proving to be fairly effective, but I mean, a decent amount of economic damage being done right here. I don't think it's going to be game killing, as a lot of the perps have moved on to the simulator, but nice damage, nice RS being done, and definitely that's going to be annoying, especially the mines that are also in the main base. And don't forget, he did see the support base, so we'll see how he will deal with that. You know, as my really horrible Terran goes, right? I can't deal with Reaver drops, so the fact is, even if I knew they were coming, it could be annoying to deal with. But now the Wraith are out, and you know that's kind of the follow-up with Terrans. A lot of the time, they'll be able to mask these things to such a degree that it can really make it very difficult for Protoss to, you know, move around the map with massive shuttle, with a massive gateway army with, you know, I don't know, 6 shuttles, and you could actually see some interesting play to stop this. You know, obviously, you know, there's a scout alternative, which is kind of directly going against a Wraith is probably not your greatest idea. You do see carriers transition sometimes as well. Corsair is not generally how you deal with this, just because they're so weak against Wraith, but yeah, you know, a combination of, you know, gateway and scouts, I would say, are probably the best way. But also keep in mind that the Wraith are so expensive, it's hard to get to that critical mass. I don't know a direct hard counter for Protoss, and if we do see Math Wraith, I'll be interested on how he will react to this. Again, because, I mean, I'm a pretty dim-witted caster, to be honest. I mean, regular 1v1 on, you know, Fighting Spirit can be challenging enough to cast and know what the hell's going on. More so now with the island map. So you do see some different strategies, but that's pretty much generally what I've seen so far from just playing this. I'm not a island map player, so I don't have the in-player analysis, but it looks like we're going to have another aggression coming out of members right now. Coming back in here, the Nexus has been thrown up. Going to be finishing right at the time of this engagement's happening right here. He does have a Wraith right here, but he also does have a Reaver right here. Will this push do anything? What's in here? 4 Vultures and 2 tanks. Will this do enough damage? Unfortunately, he's going to be pushing right before the mineral line. He's going to be transferring out. Maybe he should have waited if he knew that the Nexus was going to finish up. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to get getting those transferring probes right here. 4 goons are coming down right here, but he's not in position to deal with this. He will lose the goon to the initial spider mine right here. Going to be trying to drop the Reaver on top of this army. Will he be able to get it? The Reaver should be getting off a couple scarab shots. It looks like both tanks will go down, and it looks like Vamp will defend members off for the time being. And nice defense right there, and not losing any economic casualties either. So well done. Moving back to the Terran base. What do we have here? Still not throwing that down, unfortunately. Maybe he didn't completely clear it right now. He doesn't have a scanner, nor does he have turrets up. He does have an eBay, so that's going to be interesting. Oh, did he clear it off? He must have. Oh, there's the turret right there. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to be interested in how Protoss is going to deal with this. He has decided to go for the fleet beacon. I hesitate to say it will be carriers, but most likely it will. And the reason why I keep on going back to scouts is because I like seeing them. So I'm kind of crossing my fingers that we will see one. But again, carriers... I casted the initial island tournament back when iCCup Flawless was the head admin. I forget who's now. I think Soldier Soldier? Yeah, Soldier. Is the iCCup admin now. I was like, dude, we need to run an island tour, and then that's what we have now, and it's awesome, and awesomeness. And I casted the first one, so it ended up being like PvP finals, so it was like mass speed scout with versus carriers. It was pretty entertaining. Unfortunately, I think if you hate my casting now, go back like 6 months, and it's even like 10 times worse. So I probably wouldn't look back that far in my casting career. Not one of my shining moments. But regardless, Protoss going to be getting up a shuttle, if not more. No, just one shuttle, it appears. And just scouting around the map right here. Neither player has decided to take that third base right now, as again, it is an island map, so it does take a while to get to that point. And finally, going to be throwing up the academy right now. And it looks like a carrier has started in production right now. Vamp. Gonna see what he can do. And also, guys, this is from the round of 16. Round of 16. I pretty much found one game from the round of 16, round of 8, and in the semifinals, and then I'll cast the finals. It seemed to be a pretty good way. It gets 5 games casted. Good games. And there actually weren't a whole lot of games to actually choose from due to best of 1. So you only get, there's 3 walkovers in the round of 16, unfortunately. So there was only 5 games for me to look at. And again, another one was, and we're gonna be gearing for a massive drop here. One was like Coca going for like getting 7 bases against Terran. And other than the fact that the last 2 minutes was just 50 freaking Mutalisks going into his main base, which was epic, be a good screenshot, but otherwise the whole game was kind of static. We had a TVT that lasted an hour, which wasn't really that great. Ooh, the probe. Oh, that shuttle does spot this drop right here. It looks like he's going to be in position right here. And smart decision for members. He will go back right here. Unfortunately, though, will he try to do some damage with this, or will he just head back home? I'd say it's better to play safe than sorry, but yeah, it looks like he's going to be going back right here. But he does have those observers trailing that. Unfortunately, it's a slow ob, so it won't not be able to catch them when they hit their full acceleration. Is this dude? Okay, no. Okay. And it looks like, oh, but look at this beautiful play from Vamp, knowing that it's going to be in position. I wonder if this is because Mr. Members actually plays. They play a lot, but all right, here comes the goons right here. I think this will be sufficient enough to clear this off right here. Coming in here, seeing what he can do. Tanks falling right here, and this is a massive amount of the tank force, keep in mind, and it's all getting swept up right here. Not a lot of damage being done against the Protoss player, and now Terran not going to look too powerful. Unfortunately, the counter push that would generally happen in a TVP is really not going to be able to happen due to that we have Protoss, in the back making carriers. He's made multiple Stargates now. He's going 2 base carriers. Now got to be throwing down a third base right around here. And, if your shuttles lose your whole army, it can be disastrous for you. And this map is pretty long, which is actually kind of makes it a little bit more interesting. And yeah, I think that's why the general tendency. I think the shortest game we had was like a 15-minute game. I think was the shortest game we had out of all the replays, because the counter push is so hard to do. It's just not an easy thing to pull off. But regardless, we'll be clearing up the mines right here, and we'll be getting up his third. So more carriers for more of the liking right now. And what are his upgrades looking like right now? Is he getting air upgrades? I don't know. It doesn't look like it. And who's making this forge? Pretty awesome stuff. So I hope you guys are enjoying this this tour. I hope the players enjoyed it as well. I thought there was gonna be we had 45 people sign up for it on the site, but only actually, it's a funny story because I have an alias, right? Like Pikachu or something like that. And I signed up for this tournament and oh cool, I'll just play in it because I'll cast it after. And obviously, it's 3 days afterwards from the cast point of view. It's alright, cool, but my time zone got messed up that day, so I was an hour late. Well, actually, I was an hour late. I actually came at when the tour started, but that's when the tour started, not the check-in. So I was 5 minutes late for the check-in, and I couldn't participate. I was like, no! I couldn't participate in this tournament idea of mine. I was really sad. I even practiced 3 or 4 games the night before, but that didn't work out for me. So yeah, anyway, Protoss has 3 carriers at this point for a status report on him, and we'll be elevating a couple of his probes out to that island third. Pretty self-explanatory because every base pretty much on this is an island expansion coming up right here. So checking that out. Ooh, this is gonna be a big drop if it does come in. So it looks like it does appear that members will be trying to come in for a push right here, and that could definitely be very effective on this third. Carriers are going to be in a defensive position, and you know, a reason why carriers aren't going to be aren't great on this map is because, I mean, the lack of area for ground troops to go into. Goliath sure have a lot of range. The fact of the matter is that you can't really put a whole lot of them. You can't. I mean, it takes a ton of dropships to, you know, get that far. But he did scan it. It looks like he's gonna be coming in here. Let's see what the cars can do right now. Another one just freshly popped right here. Will this base go down, or will he move the carriers in position? Immediate reaction, putting those carriers in position right here. There's only 3 Goliath. This army should get swept up, but the important thing is, will he focus on the Nexus in time? I don't think he will be able to do, as a lot of these things are starting to bug out right here, but it's starting to lose its shields right now. Will the shields get breached? Will he fire the tanks? Yes, he will. He's taking actually some decent fire on here. I'm going to estimate probably a third of his health left over, but let's see what's going to happen. I'd say that's about a third. That's about a third. That's actually... Oh, the Wraith coming in here. Do they have cloak? Yes, they do. Is there an observer right here? No, there's not. Target firing that hole right there. Well done. Going to be able to snipe a potential carrier. Yes, he will, and should be able to run away from that. Run away from there. As there is a cannon right here. And now you will not be able to make any more probes right here. And he may be able to even focus fire that Nexus down. Beautiful play from members coming up here. Now, at the same time, Vamp is going to try to... taking a 4th, if you want to call it, in quotes, a 3rd, whatever, new 3rd. Nexus will fall down due to the Wraith harass, and that is pretty awesome. You know, he did forfeit a good amount of tanks, but, you know, he didn't lose his Wraith, which I feel like are kind of the tank of island ZVP, of TVP. Because really, you can get up to a point where you just get so many Wraith, it's like, well, what do you do? Because how do you kill these off? Maelstrom, you can't Maelstrom, you know, Wraith. It's just not possible. You can try. You can't really Corsair them either because, well, the AA efficiency of Wraith is absolutely ridiculous. The only countermeasure, really, your hard counter would be Scout, but you need to be so far in the lead, or you need to have so many more bases than your opponent to even justify the cost of getting, I don't know, a dozen Scouts, because they're so bad, and you have to... and you have to get the upgrades, and you're probably even gonna have to get speed obs as well to make sure that the you can kill them off. So, you know, it's not easy for Protoss to kill off these Wraiths, because again, you know, like I said earlier, you know, you can try to go for... Oh wait, the carriers are coming out here. This could be pretty disastrous right here. So the carriers are coming back in here. Will the but carriers, you know, also aren't terrible against the Wraith if they can spot them, which he can now with the observers, obviously right here. And where's the AA damage right here? Does he have Goliath right here? Yes, he does. Moving in here with his Wraith as well right here. But he doesn't have the greatest building placement right here against the carriers right here. The Wraith are just coming in, starting to target fire right here. And this is what I'm talking about. You can get up to... I mean, this is only 8. And these carriers are just melting right now. And all the... It appears all the obs are dead right now. So all these carriers are gone. And that's such an investment. And he only has 1 left. And he's saying noob to Vamp. Vamp's saying noob. And that's gotta hurt. Just wow, ow. And you know, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, that's only 8. That's only 8 Wraiths, and ultimately did kill it off. And he's even getting the. He's getting his 4th now. He took a 3rd by the way. All between all this, I just didn't acknowledge that. So Protoss, not in the strongest positions right now. Did lose everything. I'm assuming that's going to be. I mean, it's. I hesitate to say this game's over because it's island, but I mean, really, there's nothing stopping air control, i.e. dominance over this map for members now. So as long as he's not stupid and loses, you know, I don't know, a dozen Wraith, he should be fine. So back at Terran base, just kind of building up, and he only has 2 carriers again. I mean, is he getting upgrades? Nope. No. Yeah, I don't know what Vamp's doing, my friend. I can't tell you, but yeah. So anyway, so talking about like the Terran Wraith situation, right? So I mean, like I said, you could open up with scouts you know, to deny shuttles and deny dropships and stuff. The problem is, I mean, they're like 275, 150, or 175, and you need the upgrades for them. The Wraith already come with a decent speed, and you know, that's just such a heavy investment early on. And later on, of course, you're probably going to need at least 4 bases to sufficiently supply Wraith with the upgrades and gateway units, because you don't want to go just all air, because then you lose. But are these cannons going to be enough to kill off the Wraith in time? No, but he's going to be reinforcing this with a 2 dropship mech army right here. The carriers are just dying right here. What is Protoss going to do about this? Just ouch. Everything's being killed off right here. The 3rd getting devoured apart right here, and no chance of a 4th. And by the way, this got killed off some point between that. I kind of forgot about that 4th. But GG, and great game. So we're going to go on to the round of 8 next. I believe it's Coca versus... I can tell you in a second. Hold on. It will be between... It's going to be between... round of 8. Prees and ESPI Coca. A Brazilian Protoss, if I'm not mistaken. So, don't go anywhere, guys. I'm going to take a 5 intermission while I set stuff up for the overlays and stuff. And